Sup? Sup, y'all? I'm dog sitting right now. Dog sitting, house sitting. This is little man. Hi. Hi. He's a very chill dog. And I'm only doing it for like a couple hours. Yeah. So this is the new environment. This chair that I'm sitting in is very comfortable. It's one of those leaning back chairs. Yeah, I like it a lot. But anyway, today I'm going to talk. So Alex left a comment on the last video where Sarah and I talked about Fushigi Yugi, and she asked about Fullmetal Alchemist, and she asked, is it better to just watch the original Fullmetal Alchemist anime, or should I just totally skip that and watch Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, which is based on the actual canon manga? And this is a very heatly debated. That's not how you say that. This is a very hotly debated topic. I think that's how you say that. Yeah, and a lot of people have strong opinions on it, and I have to say that the first thing that I ever watched, and the first contact that I had with Fullmetal Alchemist, was the original anime. And I watched the original anime all the way through, and after that I was interested and I watched the movie of Fullmetal, the Fullmetal Alchemist movie that was like a direct sequel to where the anime left off. And then I kind of learned later that all of that doesn't actually happen, and that's not how it's supposed to be, and the manga was still continuing. And then I read the manga, and I read the manga all the way through, and I started watching a couple episodes of Brotherhood, but I actually never watched the entire anime Brotherhood all the way through. But I read the manga, and it's supposed to be the same thing. But I've seen clips of it and stuff, and I watch AMVs like all the time, so I have seen a lot of clips from it. So I would say when I first watched Fullmetal Alchemist, like I think the original anime is good, and even though like the points where they diverged, I feel like they still did interesting things with the storyline. And what I do remember also is that the original Fullmetal Alchemist anime, to me, was a lot darker and like more depressing than what the show actually turns out to be, which is kind of like a preference thing. So if you want the happy ending, then you should only watch Brotherhood, I think. But if you're interested in like another turn that the story could have taken, then I would actually recommend the original anime series. Now, I'm not saying that I think the original is better than Brotherhood, because I think like as a whole collective thing, Brotherhood is better. But I think that there are a lot of people who are really strongly connected to Brotherhood and the canon, and they totally hate the original anime and they think it sucks. And I don't think it sucks by any means. Like, I don't know. It was just very dark and very interesting and very disturbing to watch it at the age that I watched it. So, yeah. Yeah, and there, like, if you know Brotherhood and you go back and you watch the original anime, then I think it would be really interesting to see what they changed. So in some ways, I would say, okay, watch Brotherhood first, and then you get the canon, and then you can go back and look at what's changed and what you think is interesting. But the danger to that is if you are one of those people who is really connected to the canon and you can't take spin-offs, or you can't take when an industry changes the storyline of something that you really value, then I would watch the original first, just so that you have no expectations and you just watch it and you can just think, oh, okay, this is interesting. And then I would watch the canon, and then you can see what really happens. But if you're just a person who doesn't really care either way, then I think it would make most sense to watch Brotherhood first and see the canon. And then if you're further interested in Fullmetal Alchemist, then I would watch the original series. I also thought in terms of like animation quality, I feel like even the animation, like the coloring and stuff, was darker in the original version, and then they kind of lightened up all of the colors in the second version. But yeah, another thing that I remember also is that in the original there aren't that many fight scenes because it didn't really strike me as a shonen genre necessarily because there weren't that many fight scenes. And then I watched that anime at the time when I started making AMVs and I would talk about it with other people, and that at the time that was the only anime that was out. And there would be people making AMVs with it and they'd be complaining because there weren't that many fight scenes. So you couldn't really, it was hard to edit with. It was one of those animes, one of those infamous animes that was hard to make AMVs with. At least action AMVs, because there were no fight scenes. There was like one between Edward and Greed, I think. I think that was the only one. When they're in that mansion, and then and then Lust comes in, you're like, oh my god, Lust is, spoiler alert for the original anime. It's totally different in Brotherhood. But yeah. So that's the answer, Alex. I think that, and I don't think that you're one of those people who really is connected to the canon. So I would watch Brotherhood first, and then if you're further interested, then I would watch the original series because I thought it was good. And I think it's interesting to see how the differences work out. So yeah, I think you just have to go in with an open mind, and then you can enjoy both series, which I think is better than being a total asshole and hating one of the series. But anyway, that's my personal opinion. I'm sorry if I offended anyone in this video, but yeah. So happy VEDA number 24. Maybe this is 25. I don't know. I'm really bad at counting. Caroline, what happened to your VEDAs? I want to see your face every day for the rest of the days in April. So anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow then. Okay, bye.